Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and this is Transport Fever. And we see here, yes, that is, it's a fuel distribution truck going down from the south side hub, north of Exeter. South of Exeter, yeah, I do get my compass points mixed up occasionally. I'm carrying fuel which has been brought in from the refinery all the way over near Felixstowe through to the north side hub, distributed by train, and then here being finally delivered to its local requirement here in Exeter. And yeah, a couple of things I wanted just to mention first off here before we get into today's plan. One of which is to do with this very route, the Exeter fuel distribution. When I started this, I'm going to need to go back up here, I think, to the actual cargo depot, freight station, whatever you want to call it. We had on the food delivery line, we had the old Benz vehicles. I've now replaced them with the modded Volvo vehicles, which was in the description for the last video, or you can find the link in the Steam collection, which is indeed linked in the description to this video. What's going on here? Oh, everything's so busy. It's all going on here. Yes, that's another oil delivery coming in. I'm not sure how much that one was carrying. I don't think it's quite full load yet. However, I'm just going to pause this here just in case it still shows. This I was talking about. Right. I really must actually sort of focus on what I plan to say and then finish that thought and sentence before moving on to another one. Now, these vehicles here, the food delivery line, which is what I was talking about here, initially they were all the base game Benz vehicles which I'd set to automatic cargo pickup. Now, unfortunately, the modded, the original base game vehicles don't have will actually pick up any cargo at all. They're not specifically tankers or state cars or anything like that, unlike the sort of the train wagons. And when the oil train coming in from the north side from the north side hub came in, it actually put the fuel on the food delivery line, which is my commercial food distribution route, because those wagons would take any cargo. So I had to quickly make an adjustment to that and put these modded Volvos on there. They were quite old anyway, those vehicles, so it was time for replacements, to be honest. Now, these are box vans, and they will only pick up... let's actually go to the depot and I can show you, in case you're not familiar with it. Yeah, so these are the box... So you see the Benz here will pick up anything. That's what was there before, and that tried to pick up some fuel, which I didn't want to do because it doesn't go to the industrial area of Exeter. So I replaced those with these box vans, which only pick up these sort of crated goods, I suppose you could say. Yeah, goods that come in crates. So it wouldn't pick up the oil. So that all the oil here actually goes on the fuel delivery line, which is these green vans here we saw at the beginning. And is delivered correctly to the industrial zone, which is over that end of the city. Anyway, yeah, that's by the by. Talking of the oil route, no, I'll stay here actually while I'm in Exeter. The North Side Food Distribution, that train, which has been running for a few years now. Look at that! It made money. Oh yeah. Okay, 31k. Out of an income of 780k. It's not a big profit, to be honest, but it's getting there. So there's obviously some money to be made. I think this is really the challenge of the game: is getting your distribution network, the demand and supply, properly managed, so that they sort of match each other, so that you've got an appropriate level of demand for food here in Exeter, for example. Picking up the fuel coming in from the refinery, and likewise the food which the North Side Food Distribution train is taking down here to our North Side hub for distribution in Falmouth. I mean, there is still plenty of demand in Falmouth, but I think it's to do with the frequency of the vehicles and the amount of food and how quickly they can transport it. from something like this hub station here. So I've also actually, I think that's the fuel. What's this one? Yeah, I've actually put the faster Volvo vans on the food distribution line there as well. They carry more, they're faster, so hopefully that will pick up, and so the demand for food down here will increase, which means my north side train will start making money. Okay, right, the fuel thing, let's go over here. This is a new train, you might notice. What I've noticed, and you can see it here in fact, is that I've got two very fast trains running down from the refinery all the way down here to Whitchurch, and then on to the hub for delivery into Falmouth and indeed to Exeter. So they were taking 90 units of fuel out. Actually, what I'll do here is I'll deal with that now. I'll send him into the depot. And what I found was that the very old slow train I had on this route really wasn't keeping up with demand here at this refinery station. So this was running out of fuel after a year or so of running, and causing the whole thing to slow up, and that would obviously mean losing money. As you can see, the oil well itself is pumping out oil like nobody's business. So I've replaced that with another modded vehicle, which is the BR64 of Deutschen Reichsbahngesellschaft. Yeah, I'm afraid my German is quite appalling. I can say Ein Bier bitte, which comes in very handy if you're out drinking beer in Germany. So I've replaced it with a slightly faster train and these bigger tankers wagons as well. So it carries more out. So let's just add some more of those. Again, this is another modded wagon. Again, the descriptions were actually in the link rather was in the description for the last video, so I won't put it in this one because it just clogs up the description. But they are all in the collection if you want to check them out. So if we actually put 2 on there, 80. Now, unfortunately, the with this route at the moment is this old bridge here. I think it's a wood and stone bridge. It's actually quite slow. Where's the speed? So it claims a maximum of 56, but it's all kind of incline here, and it takes this train quite some time to get up to anything like a good speed. In fact, it doesn't even reach 40 till it comes off the bridge. So I might need to actually put an even more powerful train on there to take that amount of oil up to the refinery to keep this one supplied. But well, we'll come back to that and see how that carries on as we go through. One final sort of catch-up point. I've been paying down the loan as best I can, and I've moved on. In fact, now just over a year and a half, I think, since you were last with me. And the interesting thing here is, apart from the blip last year, where I was sort of just readjusting a lot of the routes, we've been making an increasingly good income. So last year we made 27.3 million, and overall a profit of 5.3 million, which isn't bad at all, and we're in profit again now. And that's due in large part to, where are we here? The farm produce and the Whitchurch fuel, which is our big fuel line going from the refinery there. They're pulling in vast amounts of money, which is really good. The Coventry Churchill line is doing quite well, but on that one, if we look at the finances, is making a profit. It's not a bad profit, you know, it's several $100,000 a year, but the margin really isn't that great. So I'd like to increase that, and I think that's what we'll start off with first today. So let's pick a vehicle, shall we, to get ourselves over there. And the thing is, as you can see on here, basically every train is full, and that's because they don't carry many passengers. Now, they are all getting quite old. This one's 18 years old, and as you can see, there is a fair amount of demand at each station. So what I plan to do is spend more money, make those trains even faster. They're going at 60 at the moment, and increase their their passenger capacity. So let's have a look at that route. What can we put in there? Oh, I've done it already. Did I set this up the other? Did you see me set this up? I might have mentioned it, I think, in the last video, but I'm not sure if you saw me set it up. So what we've got here is a Flying Scotsman. So if we just check the details of that, which is this train. Where is he? There he is. It was the Flying Scotsman, wasn't it? Yep. Travels a whole 75 miles an hour, so that's 15 miles an hour faster than they do at the moment. And for the wagons, I have put in, rather than the GWR Clear Story, which was this one here. In fact, it was a GWR Loco, wasn't it? No, it was the A35. Put the GWR Loco, sorry, the wagon in there from GWR. This is another GWR. Oh, I thought I'd change it to one of the German ones, which is the Toplight coach here, which travels a bit faster, or has a maximum speed slightly faster than the Loco itself, which is okay. It's not that significantly faster, and carries a few more passengers than the old Toplight, but it's a hell of a lot more expensive. So as you can see, each train is now $7.5 million per vehicle. So I think we need to start replacing these. Now, how many vehicles? We've got 5 trains on this line. So apart from that one, they're all quite 18, 17. They're getting on a bit. So how much is this one costing me? So compared to that train, we have, yeah, so the running costs for the 18-year-old train are 100k more per year than the 9-year-old train, which is covering, I think, isn't it? Just about. But I want more than that. There's passengers here to be transported, so let's get that done. So we're in September. I wonder if I replace, where's train 8? Where are you? Oh, you're just starting on your journey. I'd like one that's coming into a station so we can see it being replaced. No, they're all going to be mid-journey, aren't they now? Which is typical. Oh, hang on, let's pause for this one. Can we replace this one? You're coming into Churchill. Okay, and there are going to Coventry 110. And the replacement vehicle, I can't remember, that's fine. We'll see in a moment. Can we replace that one now? No, not quite. Need to borrow a bit more money again. Yes. Again, the wagons, the GWR Coaches will be a modded vehicle again, so I'll put the link for that in the description. Scotsman, I think, is a base game Loco. There he is. And there is, as you can see, I'm not sure the red colour really works. I might have to adjust my thinking on the red coloration of every vehicle. But okay, so how many is that carrying now? 64. Oh, he only managed to, I think it does that sometimes when you replace a vehicle. It doesn't always pick up every passenger. Obviously there's a delay incurred for while it does the switch over. So again, that's a nice looking wagon, which is another modded vehicle, another mod. That is a lovely looking train as well. Now we're carrying more passengers, so that will make more money, but to increase the ticket price on this line, we need every train to be running at the same speed. How can I do that? This is going to cost me an absolute fortune, isn't it, to do it? Can I replace every single one of them in one hit? Actually, I won't do that now, because I've just realised we're in November. We get charged interest in January. So if I take a huge loan out, the beginning of, or the end of a year, and by the end I am going to be sore broke. So we'll speed this up a little bit. The other trains we want to deal with, there's the Churchill to Exeter train. Where's that? Here, which I think again is quite an old vehicle. That's 16. Again, it's a GWR, so it's reasonably fast. It's one of the. It's not the latest and fastest GWR loco, but let me just, before we turn the year over, I will want to take this money out of the bank again, but to save me a few hundred, well, potentially 100 or 2,000k, 102, yeah, 102k, 100 or 2k, 100 or 200k in interest charges. I'll pay that down, Darren. Right, so that's how. Ooh, see, yeah, 158k in interest on that. That's not too bad. So that's another one I'll want to replace, I think, at some point soonish. But let's focus on this one. So where are you? Where are you? You're in Coventry. Oh, you're coming from Churchill to Coventry, that's right. So you're going out to Newberry. Right. We'll just follow that train, just to give us something interesting to watch, I think, while I do this. That's interesting. I'm just wondering, for a second there I thought the speed thing hadn't worked, but it had. Right. I'm going to pause it actually for a second. Oh, I can only borrow 30 million. I'm not sure if that's good. Is that going to be enough? Okay. Oh, I have to pay 23 million. Oh, it's not quite. Okay, so we're going to have to replace these trains in turn, I think. I'm paused here because I know when I turn over the end of the month I'm going to be charged. That'll take my bank balance down a bit potentially. So we'll replace that one now. And that one, I'm replacing the youngest ones first. They will cost me less to replace, basically. Replace now, and you're 5. I can do one more, I think. So let's just check which one. This one's slightly less old. There we go. Okay, so I've got one train, which is number 13, of course, that needs replacing. At the moment our ticket price is 262. We need to get that up. Well, it should go up actually quite dramatically with the increase in speed. Now, of course, the risk here is that as the trains are going faster, carrying more passengers, I may now be oversupplying capacity on that line. That should be easy enough to check, and that won't happen immediately because, as you saw, there is quite a lot of demand still in each of these stations. Okay, so we're replacing one more train, train 4. You're coming into Coventry, so you'll change over. That's good. So we just need this one, and I need about 6 million for that. Oh, it's only at 5 million. We're getting there. Of course, the trouble is the costs of these are all so high now that the debit at the end of each month is the debit for maintenance costs is quite substantial at the end of each month. Here he is, the last one in the line. Oh, I just missed that, didn't I? I think I just saw 6 million come up. Can't be too much longer now. And there he is, and ticket price is still 262. We've got some way for this before this boy gets into the train station. It's June, so hopefully, as you've been seeing, the numbers, the revenue is hitting quite good green numbers. Quite profitable at the moment, so hopefully I can pay down some of that loan before December, and there you go. So I don't pay too much interest at the turn of the year. £308k per kilometre. That is excellent. Right. Let's just don't want to check that. It's this I want to check. It's the lines. So on here we are running 320 passengers and we are still full, which is quite excellent. Thatcham Oil, look at that. That was a little bit further down in the leaderboard. That's 1 million so far. That's doing very nicely. Now at the bottom of this, north side, yeah, it's just buses. Oh, the church and the tram. Yeah, I've never been entirely happy with trams. Morning train 8. Oh, the food delivery for Churchill. Yeah, that's another line we need to look at. But I think I said in this episode, that's still vaguely profitable. I want to focus on passengers today. So yeah, let's have a look at the tram, shall we? Oh, I think I've got too many trams on there. That's the problem. For the number of people travelling around Churchill. There's lots of people at the train station. It's not a very big town. And as you can see, each stop has only less than 10 people at each tram stop. So how are they doing? That one's got 3. So I think what we'll do is we'll send you off to be sold. Now that may or may not be sufficient to bring that line into profit. It's not. It has occasionally bumped into the positive numbers, but the discrepancy, the loss isn't that great, so we may be okay. But I think ideally, this is Churchill. We're not actually supplying. Oh, we are supplying food into. Of course, we're supplying food into Churchill. That's what I looked at earlier. And nothing else, so the growth is okay. I think we need to improve it to get any real buzz of profit from that city. So let's have a look at the age of our trains, shall we? The Coventry, there's a bus line. Oh, they are quite old. As is that. Exeter. Now Exeter I did want to toy with, actually. I mentioned this the other day. These buses are all quite old, and we've got some exciting new buses as well coming into play. Again, I'm paying down the loan as soon as I notice it, just because I know that I will likely forget or miss it at the turn of the year. So actually, what was our number there? Down to 25.5. So we've paid down nearly 5 million already. Okay, so what we've got in Exeter is again this very popular train station. That could do with improving, actually. What have we got on there? These are 2 quite old. They're not too bad, but they're not carrying that many passengers, are they? 48 again. I think we could do with improving. So what have we got on there? That's a 3300, which I think is what's on there at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. Which is a fine vehicle, but it's not going to win any prizes for speed. We want steam locos. No, that's a 3300, which is 55. The 28 is. But I thought I saw no. Oh, this is the one that is doing the Thatcham oil that we spotted. We saw at the beginning of the episode. The Flying Scotsman at 75. Would that work? Because it's going from Churchill to. I think that's a bit much for that line. I think 60 or a bit more is fine. So what have we got for 60? Is it going to be the 2800 again? Which is fine because I am kind of playing England-ish, and the GWR, of course, is a British brand, a British mark, transport company, so we could use that one. And we've got the the clear story in there as well. I think we'll put some different passenger coaches on there. So that's the Toplight, which is the one we've been using. Now, could we actually use one of these other more interesting ones? Clear story gives me. Oh, it is only 12. I thought it was 14, but obviously, yeah, 4 times 12, that is 48. Yeah, the numbers do add up. Now, these relatively new German ones, that carries 14. That's 68. How fast is our locomotive? Oh, we've turned over the. Ooh. Hang on, let's pause this. Lots of exciting new vehicles. Some of these, the BC4 I think is a modded vehicle. Certainly all these buses are modded. The Red Arrow, the A4, the boat and the plane, and the Opel Blitz, of course, I believe are base game vehicles. So, what's that new train then? 90? Ooh, no. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure I've got an express route really. I did toy at some point actually with the idea of, let's get that out of the way, of having an express route from say Newberry to Plymouth or Newberry to Churchill. So it sort of shortcut that line, so we'd have a local all stations route as well as an express. But actually what we could do, could we do a passenger line from Newberry to Exeter? Now that is unfortunately difficult terrain. Because Exeter's right the other side of a big hill, and my Newberry station is very unhelpfully situated, I think is a polite way of putting it. If we want to upgrade that, putting on a second station, for example, a second platform. Actually, 230k. That's not bad. I could do that. I can't really make it longer. No, I could. It's only the track that's the problem. The buildings are fine, and it doesn't want to delete a building. It would cost less to make it longer with 2 platforms than it would be to keep it the same length. That's curious. That is indeed very curious indeed. But I don't need it to be longer. I don't think passenger trains tend to be as long, certainly as cargo trains. So what the heck was I playing at? Oh, I was doing the Churchill to Exeter line, wasn't I? We'll come back, and I think we might actually see if we can do an Exeter Newberry line in the next episode. That's going to be challenging, getting down here. We'll probably need another station the other side of the town actually. I'm not sure we can get from Newberry to there. Oh dear, right. So this is all thinking and talking this episode rather than sort of doing any new building stuff. But sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes the system just needs adjusting, realigning a little bit. I think is what they call it in technical terminology. Okay, let's get our passenger wagons for this line sorted out. Let's keep the game running. See if I can get me some money. BC4, that's 20 passengers going at 75. We don't need it to be that fast. That's 18 passengers. I quite like that. And that, the Toplight is. Now the Toplight goes a lot faster. That's why it's that much more expensive. I think this will do actually, because that train, the 280, wasn't it, goes at 60. So having an 80-mile-an-hour maximum coach is a bit pointless, really. So what we'll do, we'll mix it up with the German one. That's what we will do. So we're doing 48 at the moment. So that's 14, 28, 32, is it? 40 something, 56 probably. That might do actually, because it's going to be going faster and carrying more passengers. So I think that will do nicely. But that again costs a lot of money. But I'm at the beginning of the year, so I could take out that loan again. So can I replace? I need 9.5 million to replace both vehicles at once. Now, can I get to that? I probably could. We just need a few of these big deliveries. Oh my goodness! Look at that. I've got to pause here for a moment. Right, we need new wagons on the oil front here. So I'll take 2 more of those and add them to the extra fuel distribution line. There we go, boys. Right, and the north side distribution food is looking like it's picking up. Oh yeah, look at that, 130k profit already. Oh, things work out. I think it's getting that balance right, isn't it, between the speed and the quantity that you're transporting to meet the demand that you've got there. I think that's the trick with cargo. From what I've read on the discussion forums on Steam and so on, is it's fine delivering tons and tons and tons of stuff to a distribution hub, but you need to be able to get it out to its actual demand centre, the town itself that wants it. You need to get it out to its final destination as quickly, as effortlessly as you can. And that's what's going on here. Now, if we fail to deliver all this fuel into Exeter in good time, then that whole chain will start collapsing. I need a bit more money. All that. Look at this! I see another million just arriving. Can it do it before the month turns over? There it goes. Yes. Right. So those vehicles on the Churchill to Exeter line are going to be changing over any time now. And of course they're both middle of the road, so we won't see it for a little bit. Okay. Right, so what I think I will probably do before the next episode is just tinker a bit with the volume, the capacity of the vehicles on these lines here, the fuel into Exeter and this food distribution train, which I think is now worth, yeah, putting another wagon on there at least to get that those goods out there for distribution out to Falmouth. Right, I think I need to find myself a sexy looking train, and that's going to be one of our funky new Flying Scotsman locos, like this on this line here, hopefully pulling into a busy station or pulling out of a busy station. And I probably just missed that one, haven't I? There he goes. It's a lovely shot, but I'm not quite sure it's dramatic enough for a thumbnail. So I will tinker with that. Have we got one coming in here? We have. Oh, we've got two trains, not quite. So let me just get all this gubbins out of the way. We don't need all this. There we are. So you can see the unadulterated natural beauty of big trains and busy cities. I think I could do some extra. I really must pay some more attention to the decoration around my assets, I think. So trees and stuff around the stations and depots and stuff. So okay, so it has been a very odd little episode today. So I hope you've enjoyed it in some way. If you have, please do leave us a like. So we've introduced this fabulous fast new loco, the Flying Scotsman, the famous Flying Scotsman, on our sort of what we call our premier route from Newberry all the way through to Plymouth, and we're making loads and loads of money, which is a very good thing indeed. And in the next episode we'll do a little bit more tinkering. Oh, two trains, the old and the new. Go away, don't want to see you. Okay, yes, so I will work out what to do next. I think we'll see if we can get a Newberry to Exeter or something like that. A new passenger route opened up. In the meantime, I will tinker with some of the cargo routes and just make sure they're running at full efficiency. And I will see you again for the next episode. But before then, of course, if you've got any ideas, suggestions, critiques or anything to say, please drop us a comment in the boxes below. If you've not done so already, please do subscribe to the channel, and then you'll know as soon as I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play video series. So from me, Ajaxpost, here with Transport Fever, thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. But until then, from me, bye bye for now.